Welcome back to TPS. There are some athletes that practically every sports fan wants to see win a championship. These guys have dominated the game for a long time. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present 10 future Hall of Famer athletes that won't win a championship. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. And if you have any ideas for cool videos, let us know in the comments section. You never know, we might use one and give you a shout out. Now, before we start, let us say that we excluded athletes who still have plenty of time left to win a championship. Here's a list of notable omissions, since we think these guys have many opportunities left to win it. I'm not going to read it, you're just going to watch it, because that's what Alex is like, no, Alex the writer said don't read this. So, watch this. And now on to the real list. Number 10, Carmelo Anthony. One of the greatest scorers and forwards in NBA history. Everybody knows that Carmelo Anthony will be inducted in his first year of eligibility. 10 All-Star selections, an NBA scoring title, and career averages of nearly 25 points and almost 7 rebounds per game will get you there. Despite playing on a handful of stacked teams throughout his career, Melo just hasn't been able to reach the promised land. He got the Denver Nuggets to the 2009 Western Conference Finals, but at Kobe's LA Lakers dispatched them in 6 games. Anthony later moved to the New York Knicks, but was stuck on a disastrous team that didn't go anywhere. Did you expect something different? Anthony got another premier chance when the Oklahoma City Thunder traded for him in 2017, forming a new super team with Paul George and Russell Westbrook. The Thunder didn't even win a playoff series, though, and Melo was sent to the Atlanta Hawks in a cost-cutting move. The Houston Rockets signed Anthony in the 2018 season, but they wound up cutting ties with him in short time. And with that, Anthony missed out on his last chance at an NBA championship. It's over, people. There's no chance of him getting it now. Number 9, Adrian Peterson. He's the best running back of the 21st century, without a doubt. The 2012 NFL MVP ranked 8th in career rushing yards after the 2018 season, and there's time for AP to climb into the top 5 in that category. Peterson is also in the top 5 all-time in career rushing yards. It's absolutely amazing, especially when you consider that he missed most of 2011 and 2016 with knee injuries. Peterson has 3 rushing titles under his belt, 7 Pro Bowl selections, and 4 first-team All-Pro selections. He also won the 2012 Offensive Rookie of the Year award to go along with his MVP season. Unfortunately, the Minnesota Vikings only got close to a Super Bowl with AP in 2009 when they lost to the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game. They wouldn't win another playoff game with him. Peterson also had stops with the Saints, Arizona Cardinals, and Washington Redskins, but it didn't lead to anything. And no, he's not winning a Super Bowl in Washington, not a chance. He's gone or 2 years left, but the championship dream is done. Number 8, Henrik Lundqvist. It's been quite the career for New York Rangers goaltender Henrik Lundqvist after being selected by the Blue Shirts with the 205th pick of the 2000 entry draft. He didn't reach the NHL level until 2005, but once he got there, he took the league by storm. During his rookie season in 2005-06, Lundqvist was a finalist for the Vezina Trophy, awarded to the league's top goalie. He was also named to the NHL All-Rookie team, along with fellow rookie superstars Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin, and he didn't slow down after that. Through the first 14 seasons of his NHL career, Lundqvist has been nominated for 5 Vezina trophies, winning 1, and he's been named to the All-Star Game 5 times. He's also won the New York Rangers MVP award a ridiculous 9 times. Problem is, he's been one of the few bright spots on what has been a pretty mediocre Rangers club over the past decade and a half. Since King Henrik joined the team, New York has won a respectable 11 playoff series. However, they've only made the Stanley Cup Finals once, losing to the Los Angeles Kings in 2014. That's the closest Lundqvist has got to winning it all, and he'll be entering his age 37 season in 2019-20. He won't be a free agent until 2021, and despite the fact that the Rangers are nowhere near competing for a Stanley Cup, Lundqvist has no interest in playing for any other team outside of Broadway. Unfortunately for him, that means he'll likely be retiring ringless. Number 7, Max Scherzer. A 3-time Cy Young winner has been perhaps baseball's best pitcher over the past 5 years. Scherzer has had so many great chances of winning a World Series with 2 different teams, but at this point we simply give up. All those All-Star selection wins and strikeout leader accomplishments on his resume haven't been enough to help Scherzer win a ring. He helped the Detroit Tigers reach the 2012 World Series, but they were swept by the San Francisco Giants. Detroit also reached 2011 and 13 ALCS, but they failed to advance both years. Scherzer signed with the Washington Nationals after the 2014 season, but it's only produced 2 NL East Division titles and no playoff series wins. The Nationals lost Bryce Harper to the Philadelphia Phillies in free agency, and their championship window was long gone. By the time Scherzer's deal in Washington runs up, he'll be far past his prime, knowing his chance at a title slipped away a long time ago. Number 6, Antonio Gates. If not for Tony Gonzalez and Rob Gronkowski, folks will be viewing Antonio Gates as the greatest tight end of all time, we think. Gates is an 8-time Pro Bowler and 3-time first-team All-Pro. The Chargers legend is the all-time leader in touchdown receptions among tight ends, but unfortunately the Chargers just haven't been able to win the big games with Gates. Remember when they led the NFL with a 14-2 record in 2006? The Chargers went one and done. They reached the AFC Championship game in 2007, but Gates is one of the Chargers' big 3 stars that was playing hurt. The Chargers lost to the New England Patriots and they haven't been back to the AFC title game since. It's just not going to happen with Gates now. He's past his prime, and the window closed a long time ago. Number 5, Vince Carter. So 2007 marked the last time Vince Carter was named to an NBA All-Star game. So why do we have him on this list? Well, for starters, we can't forget just how dominant this man was at the height of his career. A true MVP caliber player with the Toronto Raptors and New Jersey Nets. Secondly, in the 2018-19 season, Carter tied the record for most NBA seasons played with 21. You'd like to think that it would have brought him an NBA championship by now, but oddly enough, Carter actually hasn't come close to winning a title. The Orlando Magic traded for Carter in the 2009 offseason, right after they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. Carter's former Raptors and Nets teams had some nice playoff runs, but none of them yielded trips to the finals. And so, the flashiest NBA dunker of all time stands to retire as one of the best players never to win it all. 8 All-Star selections and 10 seasons of averaging 20 or more points per game. The man more than deserved his crack at an NBA championship, but it isn't meant to be. Number 4, Joey Votto. Most of baseball's top ringless superstars are young studs with plenty of opportunities or veteran players on a championship contending team right now. Unfortunately, Cincinnati Reds All-Star slugger Joey Votto is an aging player on a non-contending team. The Toronto native has been perhaps the best player in the National League this decade. Votto, named to his 6th All-Star game in 2018, won the 2010 NL MVP, and has been one of the most consistently dominant hitters of the 21st century. Unfortunately, the surefire Hall of Famer has been stuck on a miserable Reds team for a while now. They reached the postseason in 2010, 12, and 13, but didn't win a single series. They've endured a lengthy rebuilding process ever since. Thing is, Votto is seemingly happy in Cincinnati and wants to be part of the solution, rather than leave the problem. And that's good news for the Reds, but bad for Votto. His best chances to win the World Series championship have passed, and there's no reason to think the Reds can win one while he's still around, not while they're stuck in a brutal NL Central Division. Might want to ask for that trade, Joey, otherwise the World Series championship will never come around. Number 3, Philip Rivers. Once he retires, is it a stretch to say that after Dan Marino, Philip Rivers will go down as the greatest quarterback that never won a Super Bowl? The Chargers legend has had chance after chance to win a Lombardi trophy. Obviously, Rivers can't take all the blame for being stuck with some unsuccessful head coaches in the past, and he's not the one that wasted all those high draft picks for years and years. But the man just hasn't come around in crunch time. He was a lackluster 5-6 record in the postseason with 14 touchdowns against 10 interceptions. So in some ways, yes, Rivers deserves plenty of the blame for the Chargers' consistent underachieving. The perennial Pro Bowler has hit over 50,000 career passing yards and is closing in on 400 touchdowns. He's undoubtedly going to the Hall of Fame, but at this stage of his career, it's simply too late. Rivers had a great chance to lead a 12-4 Chargers team to the Super Bowl in 2018. As usual, he was embarrassed by the New England Patriots, and the dream was dashed again. Why should we expect things to change now, especially when he has nowhere to go but down from this point of his career? Number 2, Joe Thornton. The Sharks are an interesting franchise. Really, you can't make it up. Since the 1997-98 season, this team has only missed the playoffs 3 times. They only have 1 Stanley Cup appearance to show for it. But the Sharks truly became a legitimate Stanley Cup contender once they acquired All-Star Joe Thornton in a 2005 trade with the Boston Bruins. Thornton, a perennial All-Star, won the 2006 scoring title and Hart Trophy, aka the league MVP. The Olympic gold medalist is also part of the 400-goal and 1,400-point club. There's no doubting that Jumbo Joe is heading to the Hockey Hall of Fame. But unfortunately, Thornton missed out on his chance to win it with the Sharks. They lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins in the 2016 Stanley Cup Final, and the Sharks have since reverted back to their playoff underachieving days. Thornton and the Sharks have also reached the 2010 and 11 Western Conference Finals, but that didn't take them anywhere. They blew a 3-0 lead against the Los Angeles Kings in the opening round of the 2014 playoffs. Is there anybody that has endured more NHL playoff heartbreak than Thornton? The man really deserved to win a championship, but it's just not going to happen. And number 1, Larry Fitzgerald. You have to give credit to the Arizona Cardinals legend Larry Fitzgerald. he remains nothing but loyal to a franchise that hasn't given him many chances to win a Super Bowl throughout his illustrious career. The 11-time Pro Bowler trails only Jerry Rice in career receiving yards, and Fitzgerald is also third all-time in receptions. Yeah, you can make a case that he's the second best wide receiver of all time. The stats don't lie. Even though Fitzgerald has consistently racked up 90-catch and 1,000-yard seasons, Arizona hasn't been able to build around him much. Other than a trip to Super Bowl 43 and an appearance in the 2015 NFC Championship game, Arizona hasn't gone anywhere with Fitzgerald. But even though the team's championship window closed a few years ago, Fitzgerald has stuck true to his word about only wanting to play for one team. Unless the Cardinals come out of nowhere in the immediate future, it's hard to see Fitzgerald winning a Super Bowl, or, unless he actually asks for a trade to a contender. What other future Hall of Famer athletes won't win a championship? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.